So from 1930 to 1949, John W. Tyson moved his family during the Great Depression, and he delivered chickens to large markets into the Midwest. So, and years later during World War II, poultry wasn't food rations because everything was rationed during that time. So he decided to be raising chickens and selling feed for the local chickens.
Holy shit.
And then he, in 1947, he made a corporation and named it Tyson Feed and Hatchery. And then in 1950 to 1969, he made a major expansion where he raised the beef packing in Northwest Arkansas, so it was closer to their headquarters. And then they purchased the Randall Road plant in 1958, which completed their vertical integration cycle, so they had more control of their production. And in 1953, they went public as Tyson Food. In 1980 to 1999, they sold a giant plant growth and acquired the Mexican Original, which was a tortilla processing plant, and they entered the worldwide markets and had some key acquisitions during the time. So from 2000 to the present, they acquired many acquisitions. Like in 2014, they acquired the Hillshire, which resulted the company with more than 40 billion in annual sales and a diverse portfolio, including brands. And they also had in-type Sierra Foods acquisitions that exploded their portfolio to prepared foods and protein-packed brands. So they're best known for like their chicken products. So they have like frozen chickens and meal pads like you see in the picture. And they also, most of their acquisitions let them be part of like the more meats, so like bacon, steak, and then but recently they did plant-based products. So as you can see over there, they have the plant-based and packing. So how did they get their product? Well, they use a vertical integration strategy. So they own most of the farms and they package their own food, and then they also own like the transportation and the processing plants. They also source their animal feed from domestic suppliers, so they could also support their farmers, and it's closer to their headquarters. They also use independent partners to make it traceable throughout the production process using strict specification, maintained records, and unique identification, and independent verification. For example, in Open Pure Natural Meats brand, the team offer full traceability and third-party verification for their process through their trusted Path TM program to bring fresh pork and Angus beef to their customers.
Like mentioned before, Tyson Foods uses this very heavily vertically integrated supply chain. They work with around 11,000 independent farmers to supply their food. They have about 4,000 cattle ranchers, 2,000 pig farmers, and 3,700 chicken farmers. Interestingly enough, though, Tyson provides the chickens and the food required to raise those chickens. Those farmers just provide housing and care. They have around 123 processing facilities in America, which slaughter 115,000 cattle a week, 161,000 pigs a week, and around 45 million chickens a week. They did have a bottleneck in the process though during COVID. A lot of the supplies facilities had to shut down, and that led to business being slowed down. Around 40% of the customers are retail supply stores. The other half is made up out of bigger suppliers like Young Foods, which owns Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC. And they're also partnered with FoodLogic Q, which gives them, it's a cloud-based software that allows them to track their meat and their processes. So in cases like a disease or some sort of problem with the meat, they can trace all the way back to what farm that came from.
And just to add on to that, they also own other companies like that handle grain and shipping. They own their own private shipping fleet, and that had over 12,000 trucks in the past year. And they routinely engage with customers, NGOs, investors, academia, local community officials, regulators, or stakeholders to realize what they need to improve on with their company. And they have a premium for selecting supplier selection and validation. And going back onto that FoodLogic, it's a lead supply software that adheres to food safety compliance, cold chain traceability, supply chain visibility, and quality issue tracking and reporting. This universal software takes advantage of data given by Tyson Foods and creates a more efficient company and supply chain. And then this is our sustainability materiality matrix, and essentially this is what Tyson prioritizes, which is food safety, occupational health and safety, ethics, and animal well-being management. And this is also our value chain, which is they pretty much want to strive for efficiency, become more sustainable, and cut down miles of carbon emissions.
So here we're taking a look at Tyson's last first quarter and this year's first quarter, and from here we can see that their sales increased, and it just goes to show that Tyson is well prepared for any adversity. In a year they had the bird flu, and they also had issues with the supply chain with the pandemic. So we see a pattern through their sales, operating income from last year's quarter to this year's quarter that they are able to overcome any challenges, and they're quick with executing good results and sales. And their CEO, Donnie King, said that they executed their strategy in quarter one, growing volume, improving staffing levels, investing in automation, and building inventory to meet customer demand, all while maintaining a focus on liquidity and financial health. And the CEO is talking about this new program that they introduced to the company that increases their customer satisfaction. And then the next slide, we wanted to focus even more into their sales, and specifically from last year's quarter to this year's quarter. We can see that beef and chicken are Tyson's top two products that sell the most. And we can also see from their sales that there's room for growth in international and prepared foods because they had a steady incline over the year. So we can, that's also one of our recommendations in future slides, that they should focus on their international and prepared foods category. If that Tyson focuses on these efforts, it can increase their revenue.
So, for some of the qualitative and quantitative analysis that we've come up with for Tyson, they have reliable logistics, right? So they have multiple softwares as well as their own fleet that make sure that all of their deliveries are timely. There's a good process for moving all the product up the supply chain. For quality performance, they have CSP, which is called Coupa Supplier Portal, which helps their suppliers keep track with demand and allows Tyson to send out like requests and everything. They also have fair costs because they have so many suppliers and independent farmers. They have get the best pricing out of all those. For forward thinking, they have a code of conduct for all their suppliers that highlights ethical and sustainable practices that they should all follow. Technical ability, they have a lot of liability insurance as well required for their independent farmers, and also support their ability to deliver, and they have adequate vendor communication, and then for the progress reporting, like we mentioned, they use live cloud software to track everything.
So for our global supply management, Tyson is a global protein leader and the United States leader in export of beef. It's a multinational company with over 300 facilities across the globe. Australia, Europe, Malaysia, Mexico, Middle East, and Thailand. The vertical integration allows Tyson to be self-dependent on all parts of the supply chain. And a big motto of theirs is the recipe for global innovation. It's a three-step process. Step one is they want to create innovation centers around the world that change the culture and environment around them. Step two is to reimagine what's possible and create infrastructure and jobs to support new global offices. And three is to set the company up to sustainably feed the world. And the global population is expected to reach 10 billion by 2050. Tyson's Food is making steps to supply this new global demand.
Alright, getting into our SWOT analysis, the strengths that Tyson has. It's the largest meat producer in the United States, and it's the second largest in the world. They are a highly self-sufficient company. If they need something done, they can get it done on their own. They've built great relationships with buyers, suppliers throughout the country, local communities. This helps give them an understanding of customer needs, demand, helps them forecast a little bit. They have a skilled labor force. They invest a lot of money in their employees, training, benefits, pay, all that good stuff. A really good culture in there, and it's been voted one of the best places to work. Things that are not so great about Tyson is their expansion. They're currently limited to just the U.S. and a couple other countries. They're struggling to break into those markets. Sustainability is something that has haunted Tyson for years, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. They're consistently ranked below average in sustainability and ESG scores, and they're far below their competition when it comes to sustainability. And their low current ratio just means they're having a hard time paying off those short-term debts. These sustainability and low current ratios can be troubling for them in the future when they need to find people to work with. It's not the most attractive thing when finding business partners.
Now we'll be going over opportunities. So number one, we said that Tyson can tap into new markets, and specifically, Tyson can take advantage of offering more vegan options. Right now they only have patties, sausages, and nuggets, and I feel like we can tap into meats that are from cauliflower and things like that to give vegans more options. And they can also expand into their international markets, but as Matt said earlier, they've been having a little bit of issues tapping into that market, but as we saw from their quarter sales, they had a steadily incline, so they still have room for growth with that. Number two is social media. As of right now, Tyson has 0 social media presence. They don't have any social media. By increasing their online presence, Tyson can increase its market base by sharing recipes, sharing their new products as well as their current products, and they can also engage with customers. Right now, social media is really big for companies. That's how they are able to connect with the customers even more. So Tyson should take advantage of that. Number 3 is meal prep meals. A lot of people are on the go, and a lot of people are working multiple jobs, or there's a lot of professionals that don't have time to really cook, or us college students as well, we don't really have that much time to cook. So Tyson should tap into having meal preps, such as little packages that have veggies and meat already with a little recipe on the back. That way people are able to just cook it very quickly. Right now they offer it through Amazon Prime, but that's not really convenient, and a lot of people don't trust it because it's coming from Amazon Prime, so it's not really fresh. So our recommendation is for Tyson to make it available in stores like Target, Walmart, or any grocery stores. Some threats that Tyson should be aware of is fluctuating prices of raw materials. So since Tyson is kind of a global market, it's in a global market, they should be aware of the availability and cost of raw materials in other countries. It can significantly impact their operations. So if there is fluctuation in prices of these resources due to political issues and scarcity, they should be aware of that, and they should also have a risk management team ensuring that they have backup plans for that. Number 2 is natural disasters. Natural disasters happen at really weird times, so companies should always be prepared. Recently, Tyson had faced a bird flu and it took out around 240 of their chickens, and it also caused a domino effect where a lot of consumers didn't want to buy their chickens anymore because they were scared that their chicken had the bird flu. So Tyson should be prepared and always have backup plans for that. And number 3 is economical changes, and by this I mean currently right now, due to the pandemic effects, it has caused a rise of inflation, causing interest rates to be increased. So since the interest rates increased, the cost of operating the business has also increased. So Tyson should have a plan on how they're going to manage those rates.
Our recommendations, we suggest that they embrace AI technology. They currently use machine learning, it's computer vision powered by machine learning. It's just a step below AI, but they're not really getting the full benefits of AI, end-to-end visibility, recommendations, reduced lead times, the things that come with AI. They need to invest in sustainability. If they don't start investing now, then it's just not going to be a good look for their company for the future, especially with where the world is heading in terms of environmental friendliness, ESG scores, and our final recommendation is that they just expand to other countries. Tyson is more than capable of coming to other countries and entering those markets. Right now, they're losing out on sales, losing out on customers. What could have been?